Okay guys, back out on the bank. I got here and it was absolutely blazing sun. Very little wind. You can hear the thunder. You got thunder and lightning. I'm in a couple of new spots I found. The first one was nice and open and stuff, but this one, I know someone's had a nice perch out of this swim. So that's sort of what swayed me. It's been so eventful already. I put my rod bag down over here, and that sort of hole there, you can probably see that wasp there. Put my rod bag down, just getting thingy. It is a tight swim. More lightning there. Not picking up the rods at the minute. And I turned around, there was just wasps everywhere, and I realised I'd lay the rod bag straight on top of it. So I managed to move all my stuff without getting stung, and then I put the brolly up and they didn't like that, so I've had to move it to the other side. But anyway, we're getting soaked. I did also, when the wasp was going on, I was thinking, I'm gonna have to move back to the swim a couple 20-30 yards down, but I'm sure it was a nice perch swirled after a fish on the top. So I've got maggots with me, gonna try and catch some live baits, gonna put them out, and also I'll try and show you the swim a bit more when it's not raining. But it's nice, and it seems like nice and deep here. There's not too much disturbance on the surface, suggesting there's not much weed. And like I said, when I got it was quite sunny, so yeah. So anyway, I'll wait for this rain to pass, try and set out the rods, and we'll move to barbel fishing probably later, or I might stick with both. I don't know yet. We'll see how it plays out. But perch and barbel are the targets. We're staying into darkness, so fingers crossed we get a few. First fish of the trip, little bleak. Second fish of the trip, little chublet, second species. Third species of the trip, nice roach. Another nice roach, guys. Bit of a wriggler. It's probably the biggest ace of the trip. I've brought the float rod in now. Bite a chuck, but just a lot of small, as expected, bleak, dace and little chublets. So we've got a few for bait in a bucket, a few bleak, and that rod I've now moved just a bit further out, just beyond the weed, basically where I've been trotting the maggots. And I've put a feeder out. What I'm going to do though, fishing with a smaller 8mm pellet for now, because I'm not really expecting the barbel till going into dark, but I'm hoping for maybe some chub and possibly some roach, or some good roach in this stretch. So yeah, so I've put that feeder out now. Also, it enabled me to get a better ground bait out, and I can just have a few casts, just figure out where the patches of weed are and stuff. But I did have a few casts before, just with a bare lead and an old rig, and about just past halfway to 2/3 felt totally clear, nice and gravelly, just pulling back. So hopefully, a few casts with this rig on, and hopefully that'll set me up for the night. Plus we get a bit of ground bait out there. And still got my fingers crossed for a big perch. And now it's absolutely boiling after that savage storm. Well, that was an eventful half an hour. I've moved spots. Basically, it was really tight in that spot. The spot I've moved to, I'll show you now, is loads more room. And there just seems to be a lot of weed down there. I was having a lot of problems, and I've managed to snag up as well. The bank space was really tight. Just drying out my umbrella. Here I've got plenty of room. I was like my chair was like right near the edge, and there was like reeds you couldn't really see. Anyway, I fell in, didn't I? I decided to move. I brought a couple of the rods and stuff, just a couple of pegs up. I moved a couple of rods, then I went back, and I was thinking how steep the kind of bank was, and slid down the bank. So yeah, doing that in the dark later when I pack up would have been a bit of a nightmare. And then I was getting my chair and I just slipped straight down the bank. The water was probably up to my knees, but the bank was quite high. Luckily my brolly pole was there, so I used that to sort of pull myself up, because it was like, I suppose I was up to my chest in the bank, if you like. I know some people take one of those like dog like spikes and a rope. I think it's probably a good idea, because you know, especially in the winter and things, when I do my piking, I think I'm going to fetch one of those for that, because it's a different story when the water's cold. Anyway, luckily I brought a spare t-shirt, so I'm not too wet, it's just my legs. So anyway, we're in this new spot, cast out, first cast, had a little take, I presume it was a chub, that's dropped off, and got the rod back out now. I can start trying to get regular cast, get the bait going. It's 8 o'clock now, so coming into bite time. I'm going to stick with that live bait, although I think it's more of a dead bait now. Going to stick with that for a bit longer, and then I'll put that out on the feeder as well. Hopefully we start getting some barbel soon. There's a fish up there. It's a cracking roach, guys. For now, guys, I'm just using these 8mm halibut pellets, just because I probably won't start catching barbel till sort of after 10 o'clock like last time. So basically just trying to capitalise on sort of the smaller, the chub and the roach. And then I think about 10 o'clock I'm going to switch over to pepper army, hook bait, a bigger bait. But rather than just sitting here sort of waiting, use these smaller baits to try and pick up some bonus fish. Within seconds that's had a good knock, but a lot of the time it's definitely them just banging the feeder, the smaller fish. So it is worth letting the bites develop. Okay guys, so I was just about to do a bit on camera, saying that I've put both rods out now for the barbel, and I've moved over to pepper army, and it ripped off, nearly took the rod into the river. I'm not going to weigh it, I'm guessing about £5. I wanted to put the rod, I put it in the water, in the net, because I wanted to get the rod straight back out, and literally within 5 seconds it was bouncing, and I've had this lovely chub again. £3. Not going to weigh, I'm going to get him back because I want to get the other rod. I want to get it back out now and capitalise. Yeah, so I literally had the phone in my hand about to say that I've moved both rods onto my favourite bait in the world, pepper army. So both rods are out for the barbel. The barbel was, the bait was in 30 seconds and it was off. And then the chub, it was in 10 seconds and it was off. Both rods, well, that rod's back out, so both rods are out on pepper army. Yeah, it's such a great bait, certainly for sort of bream, tench, carp, and obviously barbel. It's just so robust. It's full of oils. It's cheap. You can eat it as well while you're fishing, any leftover, because it tastes dead nice. And so yeah, it's just a great bait. It really is. I've caught so many good fish on it. Like I said, it never comes off the hook. I've caught both of them fish on it, and the same bait's gone back out. It's totally fine. Yeah, so great bait. And yeah, it was 9:30 when I was about to say hopefully we'll get one. So with all that faffing, it's like 10 to 10 now. So last time I think I had about 4 in about an hour. But there is some weed to my left, but it was nice to play both of those fish stress-free. Last week, pretty much every fish got weeded up, and it wasn't nice. So anyway, fingers crossed we get another one. That's the fish, guys. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, that feels like a good fish. Okay, guys. Put the left-hand rod back out. It's been out a couple of minutes, and it's ripped off again. A new PB as well. I'm gutted it isn't. Yeah, I'm gutted it isn't daytime for the pictures. It's an absolute unit. £8.13. My previous best was 8.5. Bit of grass on him there. Another great scrap. Not get caught, and I didn't get caught up in the weed as well. Cracking fish. Well happy with that. So kind to me, this river. So I thought I was recording, but I wasn't, because I had this 8.5 pound barbel, which equaled my old PB. Heck of a scrap. Cracking fish. I don't know, you see how wide it is, but really nice fish. And while I thought I was doing the vlog of that one, the other rod ripped off. Good job I checked. I think this one's about 7, slightly smaller than that one. But we finished on double take, which is how the last session finished, and I think it is about half midnight. It's going to take me an hour to get home, so I think this will have to do. What a way to finish. Let's get them both back. Nice brace of fish, that, guys. Yet again, the river very kind. Back home now, following day. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I did have another cast, you got to, haven't you? And I lost a bream halfway, bringing it back in halfway. But yeah, cracking session. I did lose footage. I did catch a £6 barbel, or a roughly £6. That was the second one of the trip, and I've lost the footage of that. But it's a shame that they come on at night so well that, you know, it's hard for recording and stuff. So it's a shame that the better fish don't have the best footage. But yeah, I had 5 barbel in the end, so estimated 1 at 5, 1 at 6, 1 at 7, one of the pair of the double take, and then the 2 I weighed 8.5, which equaled my old PB, and 8.13, which is my new PB. So cracking session. I don't think there's too much bait in the water at the minute, in terms of fit, you know, the fry and stuff like that. Too much food for the perch is what I'm getting at. So I'm going to leave it till the autumn, which is the right time. And as a sort of budding specimen hunter that I'm trying to become, these are the sort of things I'm learning. And definitely I've learned that barbel nighttime, you don't get, well, I don't get anything. And then at 10 o'clock at night, as soon as it's sort of just after 10, 11 o'clock now, because when it goes dark, they just switch on. And yeah, it was good. One thing I definitely did learn is it's worth recasting, especially after that time. If you're not getting bites, there was quite a bit of debris coming down the river. If you're not getting bites after sort of 20 minutes or something, I'd recast, because it felt like if it was in a clear spot, you get a bite within that 10-20 minute window. So yeah, definitely worth recasting. So yeah, so great session. Thank you very much for watching. I think I'm going to try and get on tench fishing for a bit now. I think I'm going to switch between tench and barbel. Leave the perch alone till autumn. possibly have a go for the eels, but I need to sort my rigs out for that. And yeah, and the species hunt as ever will carry on. So yeah, thanks for watching. Tight lines, and see you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye now.